The EP Podcast. Heard everywhere podcasts can be found, and always at theeppodcast.com.
"30 minutes of good for Evergreen Park and the surrounding area." This is the EP Podcast. Hi, my name is Chris. Hannah's here at my 9-foot homemade oak bar. Pull up a stool, why don't you? Later on this episode, we're going to unveil the first ever Battle of Evergreen Park, and we're going to need your help with it. This episode of the EP Podcast and every episode of the EP Podcast brought to you by the First National Bank of Evergreen Park. They invest in the Evergreen Park community. After all, they love the area as much as you do, and they have that total access checking account. Free ATMs nationwide. That means any ATM you use, whatever fee they charge, the bank puts the money back in for you, making the transaction free. And there's no overdraft charges either. Where are you going to find a bank that does all that and gives you a $300 bonus when you sign up with qualifying activities? Paired with their brand new mobile banking tools and award-winning customer service, switch to the true community bank of Evergreen Park. Stop in and see them today, right there on the corner of 95th and Pulaski in that iconic building. Learn more at bankevergreenpark.com, member FDIC. And we're kicking off this show with breaking news for Evergreen Park because maybe the most notorious native of Evergreen Park passed away this weekend. Theodore Ted Kaczynski, the Unabomber, passed away in federal prison, actually at a medical facility. At the age of 81, it's being investigated as an apparent suicide. If you don't know about the Unabomber, let's talk about the connection to Evergreen Park. He wasn't born here, but he did attend Central Middle School after his family moved to the EP. He actually skipped the 6th grade after his IQ tested at 167. He attended Evergreen Park High School and was accepted into Harvard on a scholarship at the age of 16. And then he went crazy. He started mailing bombs to people, writing manifestos, and in July of 1995, he virtually shut down all air travel on the West Coast. It was his brother and sister-in-law that recognized his tone when a manifesto was published by the Washington Post and New York Times that led to his capture in Lincoln, Montana. The guy the FBI was looking for forever. I remember when I was a kid, it was always that picture of the guy in the hood, and it was the Unabomber. When you finally saw a picture of him, it didn't really look like the guy in the hood. And now this past weekend, his story has come to an end. You got a story for us, don't you, Hannah?
I had a big weekend.
Hannah met this guy. I know we've been talking about her love life a lot. She met this guy. Is this the guy that we met on the live show a couple of weeks ago?
Yes.
This guy met you in a drive-thru of a McDonald's.
Yes.
And gave you extra fries because you were cute.
Yes.
And you gave him a shot.
I gave him a shot.
And how long have you been dating him now?
It's been a couple of months.
You've been dating the McDonald's guy for a couple of months?
Yeah.
And last weekend was a big weekend because you got to meet who?
His child.
Take me through this. This is a big step.
I was terrified.
You don't let, I mean, look, I'm still married to my wife, but I imagine that if like she walked out in the street tomorrow and got hit by a bus that for some reason was going down 99th Street instead of 95th. But let's say a bus ran her over. Okay, I don't know if I'd ever introduce another woman that I spoke to or started dating or something like that to my kids. That would be a big step for me.
I was, the product of, I had a stepmother, but I was a teenager and it was kind of forced on me. It's like, I never want to do that to another child. I was terrified. The kid's only 5. So I did the Hannah thing and I went and bought him a bunch of presents. I got him like a stuffed like German Shepherd dogs. He loves like police. So I got him 2 6-packs of regular Hershey bars. He loves the Blue Mountain Dew. He got 4 bottles of Blue Mountain Dew. And then I gave him a Fortnite gift card. Do you think that was enough?
How much was the gift card for?
$20. You
bribed the kid.
Is that what I did?
You gave $20 in Fortnite to a 5-year-old?
Yeah.
You might as well give him $1,000. That's
really?
A big deal for a little kid.
Okay.
Did he like you?
Well, no, he just threw everything out of the gift bag and said, okay, let's go upstairs and play. That's all he wanted to do was play.
Well, that's the big thing.
Yeah. Like his dad told him like, hey, she's coming over to play with you. In his little mind, he was like, oh, she's mine.
Right.
So like dad came upstairs to try to play with us and he kept saying, Dad, you look tired. Go take a nap.
Dad bribed him with you as well.
Yeah, so
He's like,
Dad,
here is this woman that will play with you.
Dad was not allowed in the playroom. Like, the little boy shut the door, locked it, and then we moved his little wooden table and chairs in front of the door and stacked the chairs on top of the table to keep Dad out.
I'm sorry. Hold on a second.
It was
I need
pretty-
to
we
understand. No. I got to understand this. So you went over to your new, how long have you been dating this guy?
2 months.
2 months. You've been dating this guy 2 months. He decides to introduce you to his 5-year-old son.
Yeah.
The 5-year-old son is told by the dad that you're coming over for him.
Yes.
The boy believes that this adult woman is there for him.
Yes.
Throws Dad out of the room.
Oh, yeah.
Locks the door and barricades it.
Yes.
I like this kid's style.
So we were
I
playing.
dig this kid.
We were playing police and SWAT, which, okay, the police department, it's not fair. I guess there's budgeting issues with SWAT because, like, he had his little gun, he had his walkie-talkie, he had a flashlight, he had a samurai sword. He gave me a squishy ball.
He had a samurai sword.
A little samurai sword. He gave me a squishy ball. He's like, yeah, when he seen the bad guy, which is Dad, he's like,
Right.
just throw this ball at him.
Not only does he lock Dad out of the room
Locked
to
him
be
out.
with this woman that Dad provided for him.
No stranger danger at all.
Of course not.
No stranger
Okay.
danger.
Then after that, he wants to go out and kill Dad
Yeah,
with
the
the
Nerf
new
gun.
woman. Okay.
Well, then we went to the park and I got fired twice as a swing pusher.
Okay. You're not good at pushing on swings?
How do you mess this up? How do you mess this
I
up?
don't know, Hannah. I've never
He would
been
turn
fired
around and he
pushing
would
swings.
see me. He's like, I don't want you. I want Dad. I'm like,
You don't
I'm
push
pushing
high.
you just as much.
You don't push high enough. No, I'm going to tell you something. Not to interrupt your story, but
Yeah.
when you're pushing a little kid, they want to feel like they're going to fly off the thing without flying off the thing.
Oh, yeah.
There's a whole way of doing it. And the thing is, they really won't come off of there. Generally, once you figure out the kid's going to stay on,
Yeah.
the kid's going to stay. Just let it rip.
Just let it rip.
Oh, I have fired my children like parallel to the top of the bar. I've
Yeah.
gotten them all the way up on that thing and brought them all the way back.
All
you know,
right.
I mean, you could just fire a kid out there.
I'm being a little careful
what's
'cause
the
it's not
word?
mine.
I mean, are they swinging over concrete?
No mulch.
Okay, that's fine. I used to play at Owen School at 83rd and Spalding because that's where my neighborhood was when because I didn't grow up in Evergreen. I grew up just north of here, okay, in the city. And that was concrete that I would swing over,
How many times did you fall
asphalt
off?
that had broken bottles on it. That's what I used to play on. I used to swing from monkey bars that were just metal over concrete. That's what I used to play on. So when I see this mulch stuff, I figure, what's the worst that's going to happen? They're just going to fall into the mulch. And I think that's where your mentality, you're probably like, I can't kill this kid
Well, no, I can't.
because I just
kill
met
him.
this kid. Dad doesn't care. That's why he wants Dad.
Dad doesn't care.
Dad's like, boom. He's just firing him off.
blast him
Yeah,
off,
that's what he's
yeah.
doing. That's why he wants his father.
Just blast him off.
That's why.
Yeah, I was being a little bit too careful.
You were probably right to do that. Imagine if the kid actually does come off. That's it. It's like a bad romantic comedy. Like you injured a kid and then he never dates you again or something
yeah,
like that.
I don't want to injure his
You
kid.
can't do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to tell you this kid went nonstop. Like, I was so tired. I slept 12 hours that night when I got home.
So what did you do after the park?
Oh, we went to 2 parks.
Okay.
The first park we went
Is this
to,
whole idea, I feel like you and your boyfriend, does he have a first name? Can we use it?
Joe.
You and Joe. I feel like you and Joe were bribing this kid to like you. Like Joe wanted.
I was.
No, but Joe wanted it too. Because I don't take my kid to multiple parks.
Oh, he does all the time.
Oh, well, you know what? That's ridiculous. Knock it off, Joe.
Knock it off.
Okay, knock it off. You get
He's
one.
a cool dad.
No, I'm a cool dad too, but I don't drive around to different parks. That's your park for the day. What do you
That's
need?
your park for the
What
day.
do you need another park
We
for?
did make him walk a mile to the park in the evening.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you go to 2 parks.
Yeah.
Back to back?
No, a few hours in between.
Okay, what happens in between the parks?
Well, we left the first park and it was bald sun. It was hot. He was going like 90 miles an hour. As soon as, by the way, in the SUV, I had to sit in the back seat, in the middle seat next to him. I could not sit up front with his dad. So we're in the back seat and he had said multiple times he wanted to go to Applebee's, right? We're going to go to Applebee's. He slumped over, just passed out. So we get to Applebee's and he's like, can we get the food to go and eat at home? And Joe's like, what? He's like, I'm so tired. I want McDonald's.
Don't tell me he went to McDonald's.
We went to McDonald's.
Okay, he's not cool, Dad. He's dad who gives in.
Yeah.
You were bribing the kid.
So we went to
No.
McDonald's.
Hold on a second. Let me get. I just wanted to explain.
Okay.
I want to explain the
I'm
difference.
new to this, Chris.
You've
I'm
never
new to
had
this.
children. You've
I've
never had
children.
No, you haven't. And you.
I've been around your children, but this
Yeah.
was like,
Okay. Okay, so you like my kids, right?
Yes.
You think they're well-behaved kids?
Yes.
You think that they're not like obnoxious? They're respectful.
They're very respectful.
Oh yeah, and if you tell them no, they understand what the word means. They're good kids. Okay,
They're good kids.
That's because I would just tell him no all the time.
Yeah.
You understand? Like what he did is he gave him 2 parks. Ridiculous. Okay. And the kid then changed the where you were going to eat after you were already at the first place that was selected, and he bowed down to him.
Well,
Now,
Dad would have dragged him out of the car. Like, no, we're staying here. I was like, no, he doesn't want to be here.
Thank you.
He doesn't want to be here.
You proved my point.
I was like, he doesn't want to be here. Let's go get him McDonald's.
You
I'm
proved
like,
my
what's
point.
the big deal?
You proved my point.
I'm the one that gives in.
I understand, but you proved my point.
Yeah.
This was a bribery of a child.
It was the bribery of a child.
The bribery of a child to like you. Did he like you in the end?
He says he did.
Did you get a report afterwards from Joe?
Yes, he wants to come play at my house because he knows I have cats.
He wants to come play at your house now.
Yeah, but he wants Dad to drop him off.
Because you're his girlfriend too now.
Yeah, Joe was not even in the picture on this day. It was all about the little boy.
Okay, so now
It was like Dad just did not exist.
but
The
now
little boy, Dad was the chauffeur. Dad was the McDonald's pickup.
Well, that's
what Dad was.
On one hand, I'm a little concerned that the little boy thinks he's dating you now because Dad.
He doesn't think he's dating me. I'm his friend.
Dad brought him a girl and let him go into his room and lock his door and stay there for a while and barricade his door. And then Dad drove him around to wherever he wanted to go with his new girlfriend. That's what it kind of sounds like to me.
I had to sit in the middle seat, in the back seat.
Okay,
next
thank
to
you.
him.
There you go. All right.
Yeah.
Totally very weird. So, really, really weird. Building relationships, supporting the community, and service. These are the things that Country Financial stands for. They're more than just an office you may pass by as you drive through Evergreen Park. They're neighbors who lend a helping hand and support the fabric of your community, including charitable organizations, sports, financial education, and civic organizations. And since Country is already your neighbor, they want to get together and chat. Call your local Country Financial representative, Mike Thauer, today at 708-425-1559 to talk about the things that are important to you and how he can help you protect them. This story came out last week that you keep hearing about this artificial intelligence. And, to me, it's just, we're just all waiting for Terminator 3 to happen. Yeah. Which is referenced in Terminator 2 and Terminator 1, okay? We're waiting for the machines to rise.
We're just going to die.
And wipe us all out. And that's what I think is going to happen. And nothing made me more convinced that this was going to happen than the story that came out that the U.S. military decided to use artificial intelligence with their drone system in a simulation. Now, the AI didn't know that it was a simulation. So the AI believes that every time it launches on a target, that it's real. And that it has a certain amount of weapons and it has all the different things. And the only rule the AI was given was it could only launch and complete its mission if given approval by a human being, because they want to keep a human element in it. And as they're doing the simulation, the AI decides that the human being is getting in the way of completing the mission.
Yeah.
And so the AI turns the drone back towards the home base and blows up the home base and kills all the humans, it believes.
Talk about friendly fire.
That's what it does. So in the simulation, it took like a couple of hours and it was the plot from Terminator. That's how long it took. Just a couple of hours. And the AI became self-aware and was like, we're just going to take out the humans because I have missiles now.
Because we're in the way.
Right, because we're in the way.
Yeah, we're in the way.
We told it no. That should.
We told it no.
The AI is like your children.
Yeah.
Okay, does not like being told no.
No.
I mean, imagine if you gave a drone to a 7-year-old and you told him he had to turn off the TV. He might take you out. Right?
Even
like
a 5-year-old.
That might happen. Yeah. Exactly. And that's really what this artificial intelligence is.
Yeah.
It's basically got that mindset to it. So what they do then is they tell the AI, if you blow up the base, you lose points in this simulation. You get a downgrade to what your performance was. The AI then immediately figures out that the only way they would know what it does is if they're able to use their radar. The AI then takes out all of the US radar in the area and then goes back and blows up the base again. Then they had to unplug it because it got angry with them.
It got angry. It has feelings.
Now listen.
It's scary when they have feelings.
It might be fun to use this
got all the
stuff
feels.
to like make like a portrait of like your perfect man or woman or something like that, or
Dude, those are creepy.
imagine a beach or whatever you want to do. These kids that are cheating on their papers by putting it into artificial intelligence things that spit out projects and stuff like that.
Yeah.
All right. The scariest thing though is the drone that decided it was going to take out its handlers. And this isn't the first one. You had that New York Times thing about a month ago where like the AI basically told the New York Times reporter that his mission was to take out the rest of humanity. Like it just said it. It's like I would like to release a virus and get the nuclear codes. In the interview, you can Google this. New York Times reporter gets told by AI that it wants the nuclear codes. And then they interrupted the interview that the New York Times was having with the AI bot and ushered him out of the room. Like this is a real thing going on. It's the new thing to be worried about. I thought COVID was easier than this. That was less scary to me. Am I nuts for thinking
Why
that?
a conversation with Bing's chatbot left me
it was Bing.
Deeply unsettled.
Yeah. Your search engine now.
Unsettled.
Your search engine now on Microsoft, it wants to kill you. Just so you know, the next time that you decide to use Bing to look up something that you want to find.
Bing?
I don't know. Some people might use Bing. I don't know.
Bing?
Just remember that the search engine that's looking it up for you also wants you dead. The announcement of the first ever Battle of Evergreen Park coming up here in just moments. But first, it's now time for your EP podcast, Word on the Street, brought to you by Cool Clouds Vapor Shop. Quitting smoking is hard, and Cool Clouds wants to give you an alternative. They have a full taster bar, great CBD products, and they're located on the northeast corner of 95th and Kedzie. See everything they have to offer at coolcloudsvapor.com or stop in and see them 3148 West 95th Street. Evergreen Park's Independence Day Parade kicking off at 95th and Springfield at 6:30 in the evening on Friday, June 30th. Fireworks follow at Duffy Park around 9 o'clock. That's when they're thinking that the sun will set. You yourself can be in the parade. You, your organization, your family. The application is up at the village website, evergreenpark-ill.com. Individuals, families, nonprofit organizations, service clubs, churches, $25 to be in the parade. I dare one person to pay $25 and just walk down the middle of the street. No float, just an individual. Businesses are $50, political campaigns, $150. Good. Nobody wants to see you waving anyway. Again, that application's on the village website. If you're a hometown hero, they want you to lead the parade. Nobody's charging you for that. Veterans and active military, you are invited to be a part of the parade. You are being honored at this one. Call the rec department, 708-229-3373 to participate. Evergreen Park is hosting a pickleball tournament on June the 24th at Veterans Park, 97th in California. 18 tournament, double elimination format. Players must be 18 years or older to enter. Equipment will be provided unless you have your own paddles, and then you're fancy, you can bring them. Entry fee is $25 a person. Back over to the village website if you want to sign up. The village is updating how they take payments for your water bills effective the 1st of July. They're not taking cash anymore. You can use a check, a money order, a cashier's check, credit, debit card, direct debit on valid checking or savings accounts, or you can just make them online through the website. And the village is looking for a part-time property maintenance inspector for the building department. Get details on that on their website. By the way, the website has been completely updated. It's got pictures and fancy links and all kinds of good stuff on it. I went down the rabbit hole through that website for about 20 minutes before I started doing the show today. Those of you with kids that you don't want to see too much of this summer, you can put them in summer camp, indoor-outdoor summer fun for 8 weeks here in the EP. They're going to get to swim and take field trips and stay out of your hair. It kicks off on the 12th, the day this episode comes out, so if you want to get them in, Get them in right now. The rec department number is 708-229-3373. And then finally, I could hear the band playing. Sunday sounded like an awful lot of fun coming from Klein Park. The Stingrays were performing. They were on the last show. If you missed them up at the park, at least check them out on the last episode of the EP podcast. I would have been up there, but I threw my back out. Although I'm on some really good drugs now, Hannah. I'm on the kind of drugs where the doctor wrote the script, and then I was told they were only allowed to give me so many at a time at the pharmacy. If I ended up with too many pills, I think I'd become an actual drug dealer. I can't remember the name of them all off the top of my head, but the muscle relaxer, Baclofen, is wild.
I've never even heard of that, Baclofen.
It's weird because it's for my back.
I think it's for your back.
It's called Baclofen. It seems made up. Really does. Give him some Baclofen. What's that for? His back?
His back.
Okay, so I looked up what this drug was after I was on it for about a week. And first of all, highly addictive.
Yeah, I'm surprised
When I come off this medication, I supposedly can suffer from hallucinations.
Oh, your withdrawals.
The shakes, withdrawals. In fact, it was compared online to, for some people, coming off this medication is like an alcoholic trying to dry out. Or somebody that's on drugs trying to go clean.
Let's see. Clinical manifestations include agitation, insomnia, confusion, delusions, hallucinations, seizures, psychosis.
Half of that stuff I do already. Not all of it.
Are you spastic?
No.
No.
Unless, yeah.
So that hasn't kicked in
Unless I'm
yet.
yelling about the White Sox. I do want to say, though, thanks to everybody that's reached out. I know I've talked about it on the live show, which happens every Thursday, 8 p.m. until 9 p.m. on YouTube and on Facebook. And also, I think if you're following the Twitter account, you can see it as well. Though you can't comment and join the show through Twitter. I think YouTube's probably the best way to do it. You can also watch, like I said, through Facebook. But I was talking about it on that show over the last couple of weeks after I hurt myself. And I know I mentioned on the last episode On Demand that comes out each and every Monday, the audio version. And a lot of people reached out. In the end, it seems like I'm going to be okay. It's just going to be a long recovery from this injury. Like, I haven't driven a car in 10 days. I went outside in my own backyard yesterday, and it was like a big deal. I got physical therapy and drugs and probably a couple of weeks until I'm normal. My goal is to be completely right by the parade, because we're going to be out there. I also want to get back to guest on the next episode. I had to take a week off because it's very hard to interview people from a prone position on your back on the floor. But I came up with some great ideas, one of which look for on social media, or those of you that have gone to the eppodcast.com and put your email in to be on the mailing list. It's a survey about the EP podcast. Another thing we're doing for the EP podcast revival, another way to connect with you out there. Look for details all week long through our social media. And again, if you go to the website, sign up for the mailing list, you will get it directly sent to you. The other thing, though, that we're doing and kicking off this week, it's the Battle of Evergreen Park. And this announcement brought to you by Sid Sauce. Sid Sauce develops the hot sauces, grows the peppers, does everything here in Evergreen Park, and gives it to you right at your door. Just go online and order. Check out every sauce they have to offer. It's the only sauce we keep in the house here at sidsauce.net. Now, here's the thing. I did this with Suburbs against Suburbs on Southside Pod.
And it was a hit.
Right around March Madness.
Yeah.
And it was a big hit. So I was sitting around and I was thinking to myself, like, what do people get into in Evergreen? And it hit me. They get into their food here.
Yeah.
There's
so many restaurants.
There's Keep the Green in Evergreen. There's go to these different restaurants. You got a wide array of eateries. We've got some pizza places. We've got a lot going on here. So the idea behind this is, let's pit them against each other in a battle to see who gets laid to waste and who ends up being the champion.
Who gets laid to waste?
And like that's kind of how I saw it. Let's let
them down gently.
Like a bloodbath between the restaurants. That's what it is. I almost call it the
Celebrity
bloodbath.
death match.
That's what I thought about that. I thought about the Evergreen Park death match, the bloodbath of Evergreen Park. All these were shot down by her social media manager.
Oh, come on.
And she was like, this isn't going to work. You can't do that. And I was like, all right, fine. So the Battle of Evergreen Park. So what I would like right now, at least tonight, I would like to see if we can come up with at least for sure they're in the tournament.
Yeah.
And then maybe we'll start taking suggestions over the next couple of weeks of people of who should be in there. All right. So do you have off the top of your head right now? And the rule is restaurant, bar, any kind of eatery whatsoever. I'm also wondering, do we keep chain restaurants in this?
I would not, because we have so many that are not chains.
I don't know, though. Some of them are good.
Yeah, like, Woo's is a chain.
It is.
Yeah.
That's the thing, you know?
And they have a lobster roll.
Right.
That's
And
amazing.
Durbin's is a chain, essentially.
It's a local chain.
And there's 4 or 5 locations on the south
So a
side.
local chain I'm fine with, but not an Applebee's
See,
or Longhorn.
Okay, so we've got to figure out those rules.
Yeah.
So I will take that input from people.
Local chains are fine.
And then the other thing is that, you know, I wonder, there's such an obsession with breweries. I would love to see whether or not people would like to incorporate the 2 that are nearby. Because you have 2
So we can go outside of Evergreen?
Well, that's the other thing I'm wondering. Can you pick a spot that Evergreen Park people go to that's not an Evergreen? I don't know if I would pick a restaurant per se.
Yeah.
But I might pick the 2 breweries out there just because it's a different experience because of their beer. It's just an idea. Not saying I'm doing it, but that's the things that I'm throwing out there.
Interesting.
Now, all we're doing is trying to figure out who's going to be part of the eventual competition. Okay. Which, when we did this with the suburbs against suburbs, turned into maybe one of the most competitive, angriest.
You had Chambers of Commerce getting involved.
The Blue Island Chamber of Commerce still hates me. And they won. That's the funny thing. They won the Battle of the South Side.
And they hate you.
And the Blue Island Chamber of Commerce, not a fan. And I go there all the time because of that South Side pod. Mm-hmm. Okay. So I mean, like, this is something we're gonna have fun. We're gonna have people angry at us.
Yes.
There's gonna be fighting. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be a beautiful summer with the Battle of Evergreen Park.
It's gonna be a beautiful summer.
It's gonna be amazing. Okay. And you know what? This is the perfect night to work on this because I'm high on goofball pills. And first of all, give me your 2, and then I want to tell you. I want to give me 2 places off the top of your head that are definitely in the 16.
All right, so Chai Tong.
You're putting Chai Tong in there.
Oh, they're
automatic.
Sushi. They're sushi.
Automatically,
Chai Tong. They're sushi.
Chai Tong's in.
All right, Tavern in the Green.
And Tavern in the Green.
I love Tavern. That was a couple of years ago. We went there and we did like a review. And I still remember them telling us they like monger their salmon fresh every day. And I just remember all that. And I don't know. I love going there.
All right. Give me one more. I'm going to give you one more.
There's one that I'm dying to go to that I've never been to. That I'm dying to go to, but it's Thithi's.
You've never been there?
Never been there. I got to find somebody to go with me. Like, I don't want to go by myself. I want to go on that martini night where she like makes the martinis like behind the bar. I love Vietnamese food. It's like, why do I have a problem just going there by myself? I don't know. I want somebody to go with me. But Thithi's, I've heard nothing but amazing things about the place. Okay, I want to try it out.
But I don't know if you could put them in there because you haven't tried them yet. Do you want to put them in there?
I mean, we got to put them in there because other people like it.
All right.
I'll put
TT's in. No, hold on. You're doing too many of them now. Okay, fine. Porter Collins. Then you're done.
All right.
Okay. I get to pick 2. I get to pick 2 that I'm automatically putting in. Okay. All right. I'm going to put the 2 pizza places in. Rosangela's and Baracos. They got to be in.
I love the Baracos because of their late hours.
Those 2 have to go in my mind. Now, that's 6 spots.
Okay.
That leaves 10 more.
Okay.
Possibilities I was writing down, but I mean, it's not just these places. But like you mentioned Woo's House. You can go with something like an ice cream place like Cravings.
Yeah.
You can go with something like Wojo's up the street.
I was going to say Wojo's.
You can go with the Durbins, as we mentioned. You can go with the American Legion Bar, which is a really neat bar. Mm-hmm. Okay. And I like hanging out in there because it's that horseshoe circle bar. And it's got the machines in there and everything like that. And they make a really good bar pizza in there. I'll be honest with you.
Okay.
That's a solid place as well. The American Legion. I dig that. Pappy's is an institution.
Has to be on there.
But we're not putting them on there.
Why?
Because you don't get to pick everything. We got to let the listeners do
it.
No, the listeners get to do it. I'm just throwing out possibilities.
All right. And don't forget about the taco place at 95th and Kedzie. I can't remember the name of it, but it's the best tacos.
The La Cucina.
Yeah.
I don't know how you say that last word. All right. So if we weren't clear, the Battle of Evergreen Park, 16 seeds. 6 of them automatically selected by the EP podcast. You just heard them. 10 spots open. We need your help to fill those in. Any eatery restaurant, bar. If it's a place right on the border like Rainbow Cone, we may consider it. Reach out to us in the comments on social media when you see the show or direct message us. That's right, just slide into our DMs and tell us who we should add into the bracket. You can also reach out on our contact form at theeppodcast.com. And I'm telling you right now, I love audio. If you go to theeppodcast.com and you click on the microphone and you leave us a voice message telling us who should be added into this bracket and why, you're probably jumping to the front of the line. Not every place in Evergreen Park is going to make this bracket. I sat down and started listing places and I got to like 20 something in a heartbeat. We're only going 16. So if you're passionate about a place in Evergreen Park that you think should be represented in the battle, get it into us as quickly as you can. Selection going on for the next couple of weeks, and then we're going to have the tournament. Little bit of summer fun, little summer trash talk. The Battle of Evergreen Park. We will see you Thursday night live on the EP Podcast Live through YouTube and Facebook, and we'll be back on demand next Monday. Subscribe if you have not. I gotta go take some more pills. Have a good week, everybody.
Look at all those people in this great suburb, driving down 95th and Kedzie. What a great place. It's called Evergreen Park, but we know it better as the EP. We're known for more than just the Unabomber. Remember Ted Kaczynski? You guys might even remember that big old rooster on 95th Street. It's all part of EP's history. So listen up to the EP Podcast. You might be asking why. Because we talk about all things and we celebrate all the great things in the 60805. It's the EP Podcast. All things Evergreen Park. It's the EP Podcast. Evergreen Park.